All right, what's up, guys? This is Aaron from Samurai Seller, and I'd like to go over with you some basic Amazon PPC terminology. If you want to be a pro, you got to know this stuff inside and out. All right, so what is Amazon pay-per-click in general? Amazon pay-per-click is a general term, okay, and it's used to describe all things related to advertising on Amazon's own advertising platform. Basically, you pay Amazon for each click of your ads, okay? That's why it's called PPC. You're not paying for a billboard. You're only paying if someone clicks on your billboard or your ad in this case. All right, so just some examples. I'm good at Amazon PPC. How much are you spending on Amazon PPC? Okay, fine. So I'm just gonna go through these really fast, and I'm gonna include the PDF or the document here in the notes. Okay, so what's a bid? A bid is an advertiser's maximum amount they're willing to spend to have their ad show. If your bid is $5, it does not mean that an advertiser will spend $5 for every click. But it does mean Amazon is saying you will not pay more than $5 for a single click. Okay, so one thing I didn't mention in this PDF is generally, now Amazon doesn't necessarily go out and say this, but this is how Google does it, and Google does say this, and pretty much I'm assuming Amazon is doing the same. If you're bidding $5 and the second highest guy is bidding 10 cents, you'll probably be paying 10 cents for your click, because they're not trying to penalize you. You know, if you put $1,000 on your brand name and nobody else is bidding on it, like, it's not going to cost you very much. Okay, so it's an auction, like in an auction in real life. Oh, sorry, auction is the next word. But in real life, an auction, right? If a person goes, "I'll pay $100,000," and the next person says, there's nobody bidding, then it goes for that. Never mind. That's not how a real auction works. I get that wrong every time. Okay, so an ad auction, you're saying up to, okay, silent auction. Yes, I believe silent auction does work this way in real life, if I'm not mistaken. So everybody puts on a paper the maximum amount they're willing to pay. So I say $1 million, someone else says $500,000, someone else says $750,000, right? For whatever famous painting. The person who put $1 million, they're going to pay the second highest bid, I believe, because this is a silent auction. I'll have to look that up, and I probably will for next time. But okay, good. So it's just your maximum amount you're willing to bid. That's all. Okay, meaning and how much you're willing to pay. Sorry, for one click. Okay, good. So an auction. This is how Amazon decides which ad is going to go and will show up. So here on Banana Slicer, for example, I used this example before, but these guys won the auction up here, and these guys at the bottom that showed up down here, sponsored, right here, you see it, I hope. All these guys won the auction. Now, they didn't win first place in the auction, but if your ad shows, it means you won that auction, essentially. Okay, so from Amazon themselves, we run auctions to determine which ads to show to the shopper based on their search. Okay, now just some more information. Being shown is dependent on the relevancy of your ad and your current bid. Again, I'm just going to go through these very rapidly. There's other videos that cover these more in detail. Now, when it does show up, okay, when's the auction, like we just said, then on your kind of report, you will see an impression. Okay, so you might get 1,000 impressions, 100,000 impressions, 10 impressions. Just means it showed up. You got an impression. Pretty easy. Okay, so bottom page, top of page. If it displayed at all, it is an impression. Click-through rate. I didn't write it down. However, this is percentage of people, percent of clicks over impressions. Okay, that's it. And I'll put this more in the PDF, but basically, like, if I got 10 impressions and one click, then my click-through rate is 10%. 10% of people who saw it clicked. Now, for just to give you some general ideas, like this top of search when it's showing up at the top, over here you really can get like a 10%, 9% kind of conversion rate or higher. And then generally on the other pages, so let's say you're on here and your ad is showing up at the bottom, these are generally way less click-through rate. Because it shows up all the time. People are not really just looking at this. But over here, it's not impossible to get, let's say, a 10% click-through rate. So 10 people who search banana slicer click on my ad. This person definitely doesn't have that, I'll tell you that, because it's a very poor listing. But yeah, that's what click-through rate is. Okay, manual bidding. The advertiser selects exact searches or exact product listing to place their ad on. So the advertiser saying, hey, I want to show up for these searches. I want to show up for these products, okay? And this is opposed to Amazon choosing, which is called automatic bidding, which is the next one. And so, in the long run, manual bidding is the way to go. It's the most efficient because you spend less money on, imprecise things. And even in manual, things can be imprecise, but it's way more precise than automatic, almost no matter what you do. Okay, so it's good long-term, manual bidding. Okay, automatic bidding. It's Amazon's method of looking at your listing. Okay, so first you make what's called a campaign. We're going to go over that in a little bit. But you're going to create a campaign, which is basically advertising, right? And you're going to choose whether it's going to be manual bidding or automatic bidding. Okay, if you choose automatic, then Amazon will then choose where to put your ad. They're going to look at your listing. They're going to say, oh, your title says you're a banana slicer. Why don't I show you for people searching banana slicer? So they're going to pick. And that's based on a lot of the stuff in your listing and the category, subcategory you're in. Okay, so, and when Amazon is doing this kind of bidding, they're going to show both in search results and on product detail pages. And I'm talking fast, guys, but you have the PDF. Okay, so if you don't get it, I hope that's not a huge deal for you guys, to be honest. But you can just literally look right here. It's going to show up there. It's also going to show up on the page before the search results. Okay, keyword. This is here. You can find new. As you can see, I just wrote this just now, so hopefully it's helpful. My new keyword. New keywords. Okay, good. So a keyword. This is one of the most important definitions or terms here to understand for advertising. Generally, it means like normally. So, what keyword? Normally, in almost most parts of the world, or most tech people, or anybody you talk to, it means what the person's typing in. Okay, so in this case, what they're typing into Amazon.com. So, person searches like banana slicer. You can say, what keyword? I showed up for this keyword. You do say that, right? Like here, it is proper to say, hey, this person showed up for the banana slicer keyword. That's correct. However, in advertising, okay, a keyword is the main form of targeting customers, okay, with manual bidding. You choose which customer searches you want your ad to show on using keywords. Now, this can get more complex, but I just want to make sure that you understand that banana slicer in advertising, that was a keyword. The keyword banana slicer would have you show up for the search banana slicer, but also banana slicers. And if you tell Amazon, you can say use a keyword, not in here, but if you tell Amazon in Campaign Manager, show them up for banana slicers, but target me pretty broad, right? Whatever. There's a way to do it. You don't need those brackets. But if you do that, that's your keyword. So your keyword would be banana slicer, but you'd also show up for banana and orange slicer, for example. You would also show up for this. Okay. So the keyword is the advertising way of showing up for different search results, not just one. So you have to understand that, mostly in real life, people say like, hey, which keyword? And they're talking about one. But in advertising, a keyword almost always, almost in every single case, it's going to have more than one customer search related to it. Okay, and breaking that down is super important ad. So I just want to make sure you understand it's different. Okay, cool. There's so many people who do not understand this, and I'm going to go over that much more in detail. Oh, there's actually a video. If you search match types, Amazon Samurai, then you will find a video where I go into this in depth. Okay, good. Campaign Manager, the place in Seller Central where you view your advertising performance for your account, as well as make changes to your bids, keywords, and other things. Okay, good. Not all information is available on Campaign Manager, but a lot is. What I was telling you about these search terms, Campaign Manager only shows the information at the keyword level. So if I say keyword, banana slicer, and I'm also showing up for people searching banana and orange slicer, Unfortunately, Campaign Manager only says keyword banana slicer, even if there's 30, 50, even 5, whatever. No matter how many actual search terms comprise it, if you only open up Campaign Manager, you won't see them all. So Campaign Manager is great to start with, but you need to be able to either download and read and understand reports, or use a tool like ours called Samurai Seller, because Campaign Manager is very limited. Cool. Cost per click, actual cost paid for click of your ad on Amazon. While your bid may have been $2.10, your cost per click, or CPC, could be an average of $1.05 for the ad. This could include clicks that cost in any range, but the average was $1.05. For example, a mix of clicks, $1.75, $1.35. Okay, fine. Guys, cost per click can be an average or just one. So if you have one click, your cost per click is how much that one click costs you. If you have 10 clicks, what's your cost per click? The average amount of dollars per click. Okay, that's pretty much it. A conversion. It's when you sell a customer. Okay, so the way I look at it, you just converted the shopper from being a window shopper to a customer, or you converted them from just looking to just bought. You sold them. Congratulations! If you're getting conversions, you are selling. Amazing. Okay, if you make 3 sales, that will be 3 conversions. Pretty easy. Now, conversion rate. This is a make or break of all of Amazon sellers, in my little humble opinion. The percentage of shoppers that bought something compared to the total number of shoppers that visited the page or clicked the ad. Okay, so I know maybe grammatically that's not amazing, but listen. How many people went to your page, and then how many people bought? So if I had 5 people buy, and 100 people on my page, that's a 5% conversion, or conversion rate. Okay, 5% conversion rate. Now, in reality, Amazon has amazing conversion rates. So we have, listings of ours that, half of the people that go to the page, they buy. That's a 50% conversion. It's spectacular. Okay, and then other ones, maybe they're sitting at 6% conversion. Now, in a regular, I'm going over a little bit more than that's on this sheet, but it could be helpful for you guys. So in a regular website, like you just have an e-commerce website, you probably have something like a 1% conversion rate, 2% conversion rate. If you have a 2% conversion rate on your website, normally you're just amazing. You're spectacular. On Amazon, a 2% conversion rate, unless you're selling like $1,000 product, is pretty terrible. So that's one of the reasons Amazon is amazing, because people just trust. People trust Amazon, and if you're riding on that trust, because actually, if you have a really bad product, you'll get bad reviews, and then people will know, and your conversion is going to go down. So honestly, you can't fake it like some people do on their own sites. You can obviously fake reviews, but it takes a lot more work and costs a lot of money. So if you're going to do that, why not just make a product that's good? Anyway, sorry to divert here. So the ads conversion rate will be the total clicks divided by ad sales. Actually, ad conversions, I would say, because sales is generally a dollar number. Okay. So if I got 2 orders and 5 clicks, that would be what, 40% conversion rate. Okay. So here's this: 10 clicks, 2 conversions. The conversion rate will be 20%. Okay. Hope that's clear. Increasing your conversion rate is a super important thing in any sort of business at all that's online, I would say, or probably any sort of business. Period. Right? If 10 people go to your store and nobody buys, maybe that's bad. Okay, good. Spend the amount of money you have paid Amazon for your ads. Pretty easy. Sales, a total dollar value of sales that is attributed to a certain ad. In other words, how many sales the ad was responsible for. Okay, so Amazon, they do a special thing. Okay, so they attribute a sale to an ad if the customer purchases any item of yours in the next 30 days after a click. So I'm Joe, and I'm on your banana slicer page right here, and I clicked on this ad. I clicked on this guy. Boom, I clicked on that. Okay, so now I go to that page, and then I close this tab, and then I go, I don't know, do whatever. I come back tomorrow and blah blah blah, and then I go, oh wait, what was that banana slicer I wanted? And I search banana slicer. I click on banana slicer. And I buy the product. Sorry, whoops, not banana. Strawberry slicer. Strawberry So I click on strawberry slicer because I had just clicked on the ad. And then now I click over here, not on the sponsor one, but I click on this regular one. And I buy it. Amazon will say that that click was still responsible for the sale, even though I clicked on it yesterday. Okay, so if I click on an ad and I buy that item or any other item, actually. So if I go here and I go, oh, I click on this one and I say, oh, actually, you know what? I don't want this, but I do want their this one. Boom, and I click on that and buy it. The ad for this item will be attributed the sale of this one. So this one I think is $8.99. Literally the ad for this item, although it's $14.89, will say sales $8.99, which is the price of this one. Okay, I know it might be slightly confusing, but essentially your sales here, they say after the click of that ad, the dollar value of purchases that customer who clicked the ad goes on to buy. Okay, so if a customer buys your strawberry slicer and clicking on your banana slicer ad, okay, fine. I explained this. Oh, it's so funny. This is not a great sentence, but I explained it, I think, pretty decent in the talk. Okay, so the sales will be updated inside the banana slicer ad. Yeah. After, here we go. If the customer buys your strawberry slicer after clicking on your banana slicer, the sales will be updated for the banana slicer ad. Exactly what I just showed. Okay, good. So Amazon keeps track of this for 30 days. So like, let's say you're selling, I don't know, something extremely expensive, a freaking rower machine. Okay, you're selling a rower machine and someone clicks on it and they add it to their cart. And then they're waiting for their birthday. And then 60 days later, they open it up on their birthday and they buy it for themselves. Give them a pat themselves on the back. I'm so great. I deserve a row machine, whatever. Amazon will not attribute that sale to your ad, even though maybe that is what made them buy. Okay. Now for most items, this doesn't matter. Like 30 days is plenty. But if you're dealing with literally row machines, then it's, you know, you kind of just can't always see it on your ads. And then another thing, back to Campaign Manager. In Campaign Manager, they only show sales attribution for 7 days after the click. To get more information, again, if you want like the people that bought 8 days up to 30 days, you need to either use a tool like Samurai Seller or download the special performance reports on Amazon, which are Excel sheets and stuff like that. Okay, good. Then this is another important one, advertising cost of sale, the ACOS, or some people say ACOS, ACOS. I actually say both. I like them both. It's how much money spent per sale as a percentage. If you spend $3 to sell 1 unit of a $10 item, your ACOS will be 30%. Okay, so pretty simple. Of your total sales, this sales, okay? And then you plot this. That's like the denominator. And the numerator, I know I'm getting mathy here, but is your spend. So if I spend $3 to get $10 of sales, 30%, pretty easy. If I spent, 10 cents and I sold a $10 item, that's like what, 1%? Yeah, 1%. That's like amazing. Almost nobody ever gets that at a regular occurring thing. Probably a lot of people have an ACOS somewhere between 10 to 15 to about 38%. In that range is pretty usual. And a general best practice is to not have your ACOS higher than your profit margin because then you lose money on that sale. Okay, so if if every sale, a $10 item, I make around, $3, 30%, just because that's, my cost is $5 and shipping is $3. And shipping is $2, so I make $3. So if you have a 30% profit margin and you spent 30% on your ads, you're probably going to lose money on that sale. However, your product is now in the hands of a customer and hopefully they will rebuy, especially if you have some sort of product that is like maybe some food or cream that they can buy again. You still might make money on that customer, okay? But on that sale, you would not have made money. And it's a lot of people go higher, like 38% ACOS, 40% ACOS. I mean, I've seen some accounts have 70, 75% ACOS. And in some cases, they're okay with that because they know that they're going to make their money on the second sale, third sale, fourth sale. Anyway, this definitely is your ACOS that you want to achieve. That's your goal. on whatever you want to achieve, and depending on your strategy and your company and your product and lifetime value of the customer, et cetera, et cetera. But it's very important to understand this ACOS. It's just on the actual ads themselves. What did you spend to make the sale? Okay, good. And then campaign. I know we talked about campaign already several times, but campaign is the most basic structure for advertising. Okay, so you have a campaign, and then inside a campaign there's a group of ads. That's called an ad group, and inside each ad group there's one ad, at least. There could be a lot of ads. That's the basic structure: campaign, ad group, ad. So you can't have an ad that's by itself. I mean, you have to make a campaign, and then you have to make an ad group, and you have to make an ad. You kind of make them all together, but it's just to understand that it doesn't represent anything other than just a structure for advertising. A customer cannot see a campaign. They can't see a campaign. Like if you have one ad and 30 campaigns, they're all going to look exactly the same. If the ad is the same, it's just a structure. And the budget, how much you're willing to spend on a certain campaign on your entire account. On a certain campaign or on your entire account. That's your total daily budget. These are the basic terms, and if you really go through this and make sure you understand each one of these terms, you have a good grasp of just the basics of advertising, and hopefully you won't get lost in any conversation. And if you get this down cold, the more advanced strategies and even just working inside Seller Central or even Samurai Seller or some sort of advertising tool, you should get along better if you know these terms. So thank you. I hope that helped. And if you have any questions or any further definition or another thing that you needed help with, comment on this one if it is a commentable video for you, or just fill out a contact form on Samurai Seller, and we'll definitely get back to you and help you out, because understanding the terminology and the basics and the fundamentals of Amazon PPC is a way for you to become the absolute best advertiser. Thank you very much.